Okay, hello everyone. My name is Maria Jimenez and I'm a predoctoral researcher at UAB and I'm a member of Transmedia Research Group. I am a white Mediterranean, I have long brown wavy hair and I'm wearing a white top and I'm presenting from my home office and I have a white wall behind me. Today I'm going to present the Rebuild project. It's a project in which I work at UAB. And the aim of the Rebuild project is the creation of an ICT tool that supports migrants and refugees in their host countries, specifically in Italy, Greece, and Spain. The project started in January 2029 and ends December 2021. So we are entering the last year of the project. In this slide, we can see the logo of UAB, of the European Commission and Transmedia. As the majority of the European projects, and we've seen a few here today, the team or the Rebuild Consortium is made of a very multidisciplinary team. We have 11 partners and there are technical partners, research groups, development centers, and NGOs that work with refugee communities. And in this slide, we can see the logos of all the partners. Again, as I was anticipating earlier, the aim of the Rebuild project is the creation of an ICT tool that will support migrants in the host countries, but also local service providers, that is public bodies and NGOs who work regularly with refugees to make their work more efficient and to facilitate communication with their end users. Why is this project relevant and necessary? First, because of the low levels of digitalization of such organizations, of NGOs and public bodies. Second, because of the heavy workload and the growing demand of their services, which could be facilitated and simplified by technology. And third, because of the diversity of the community that they support. With all of this in mind, there are two main outputs of the Rebuild project. One will be an app for refugees that we call the Digital Companion, and a website or a dashboard for local service providers to manage the services of the app and to communicate with refugees and migrants through the app. And in this slide, we can see a user holding a phone, and the user is communicating with the app using a chatbot, which is one of the features of the Rebuild app. So Transmedia's role at Rebuild is our responsibilities are manifold. We are in charge of ensuring that the project complies with the ethical standards. We're also responsible for to design these methodologies in the testing with users, as one of the characteristics of Rebuild is that it is co-designed with end users. So we are working with users throughout the project to ensure that the app meets their needs and it's made also with their needs and requirements in mind. We're also in charge of digitalizing one of the services of the app, which is a social mentorship program. This is done in collaboration with FAS, which is a university-based social organization. And of course, we're in charge of testing, piloting with users, and of the accessibility of the app. And what does accessibility mean for the Rebuild app? So it's understood in a broad sense, as Anna was introducing earlier. We have a very diverse profiles of the end users have very diverse profiles. And so one of the requirements is that the app is available in many languages, in addition to Spanish, Greek, and Italian. It will also be available in French, Arabic, and Farsi. But for speakers of languages that are not supported by the app, we will ensure that navigation can be done through pictograms or using visual communication. And one of the requirements or needs that the users communicated to us in one of the research activities that we carried was that they want or they like to receive information also through video and audio. So this is another feature that we added. We will be creating videos and audios, providing information in different languages and in formats. And of course, it's very important that we test, as Pilar was saying. I can share also later an example of something that did not work as we expected. So we will be testing everything that we develop. So as you can see, our role in the project is very active, and we have gotten involved in the majority of the activities carried out. We led focus groups last year to see how migrants and refugees were getting informed and how they received the information, what were their needs, what were their issues in receiving information. We discovered that the majority of them were very disinformed, and there were many issues. They experienced many issues in getting informed. We also designed a comprehensibility test in accordance with the ISO standards to identify the limits of visual communication, of how much could we communicate visually through the app, and which pictograms were best understood and which ones weren't. And we are currently developing the video testimonials and videos to explain how the app works and the information of the app and the services available. We also took part, in addition to those activities that we led, we've taken part in other activities. We administered questionnaires to local service providers and also migrants and refugees to know, again, their profiles, the services that we're offering. This was for local service providers, but also to see what needs the different users had. We did a co-creation workshops in Barcelona with a number of NGOs, public bodies, but also migrants and refugees to co-create the tool with them. And we are about to start the testing of the first version of the app, the beta version of the app, that will start in a few weeks. And as Pilar was saying, we're only sharing things that worked. We realized in the first testing of the pictograms that visual communication was going to be difficult because of the fact that we have different levels of visual literacy. So we anticipated, we thought that there were certain icons that were universal and that they would be understood by the majority of the users, and this was not the case. So we've had to adapt the extent of the visual communication through the app and incorporated videos and audios that could provide more information or information that would be understood easily by the user. One example is the eye icon for information that was not understood by the majority of the users. And that is all on my side. If you have any questions on the project, you can visit the Rebuild website, or you can contact Pilar or me, who are both involved in the project. And I'm happy to take any questions too, if you have any questions on the project or the presentation. Thank you.